Check it out, it's the Cooler Master Elite 110. Really small. Turning this thing around here. In fact, I'll tell you how small it is exactly. It's 260 millimeters wide, 208 high, and 280 deep. So there it is. Now when you first look at the front, pretty sleek. It's just got a mesh grill on the front, and the entire thing is like a steel alloy. Then we have this little bit on the front. It's plastic here. Comes right off, but I'll take it off in just a second. Get back on there. It's probably gonna be loud, sorry. Power button right there. Cooler Master logo is the power button, and it glows blue when you turn it on. So turn it over here to the side. Got that right there. We've got two USB 3.0 ports. That's our audio, microphone, and headphone. And then we also down here have a LED, activity LED, and then a reset button there. Really got to get your finger in there or use a pen. Pinky, I can do it with my pinky. All right, let's, while we're over here, take a look at that. Vented area here, right where your graphics card is going to go. And flipping it on around to the back, two expansion slots, and that's going to be good if you have a double slot graphics card. Your power supply goes right here, and this is kind of a little bracket that comes off. There's 4 screws here. Bracket comes off. Also some more vents right there, in and out panel. And let's move on around here. We're gonna get this thing naked in just a minute. You guys like when I get cases naked. And then we have another vent right here. And check it out, there's more vents in the top. Just vents everywhere. All right, let's strip it down, shall we? All right, all comes off in one piece. There we go. Kind of a thinner mesh type dust filter, but that's not really going to stop the dust all that much. And that does come off there. There's some little hooks there that hold it. Go ahead and set that aside. There we are. Let's go ahead and take the front off, shall we? Come off. Yes. Oh no, it's got the cords going through here. I'll just set it aside so you guys can see the front, then I'll put it back on. Let's look here at the front, man. 120 millimeter fan. You know, you can actually swap it out for 140 millimeter if you wanted to. And you can also fit a radiator up here in the front. Put the fan here and the radiator on the other side. Whatever you want in your own happy little world. Cables all snake through here. Let's go ahead and put this back on so we can get under the hood. Let's take a look at all the options as far as mounting hard drives goes. Now on the top here, there's a little tray, or not actually a tray, I guess it's just a thing. And this comes off, 4 screws. Right here on the top, you can fit 2 SSDs. In fact, let's break it down. You can fit 4 SSDs in this, or you can fit 3 3.5 inch drives, or you can fit 2 and 2, or you can fit 3 SSDs and 1 standard 3.5 inch drive. So a lot of options here. However you want to set it up. And you can see here, there's some toolless holes here. This is kind of interesting. You take these little rubber spacers and put them onto your drives, and then the rubber spacers will slide right into place. I'm not going to put them in there right now, but that'll help with the vibration, you know, and also maybe dampen a little bit of the sound, but not much. So lots of hard drive mounting options here, and I like the fact that a lot of this is modular. Let's take a look at the insides here. And your motherboard mounts on the bottom. There's some little nubs there for standoffs, and we have lots of spots for tie downs in here. I'm not sure if you can see them or not, but there's lots of you know, little spots for tie downs in here. There's spots all over that you can loop things and wrap things, so you should be able to do a pretty good job with cable management, even though it's a nice small case. Now the motherboard is going to be here, and the power supply goes, well, right here. I can't get my hand in there because I need to take this tray off or whatever. Power supply goes right here, so that does not give you a lot of room for cooling on your CPU. So you can only fit a 76 millimeter high CPU cooler in there. That means you're probably going to be using either stock or low profile. But right here, 2 expansion slots, and you can fit up to a 210 millimeter graphics card in here, or just whatever PCI Express expansion stuff that you want to put in there, you know. Now let's talk just a little bit more about the power supply. If you have a nice large power supply in here, you can fit like 180 millimeter power supply, but that's not going to give you a lot of room for cable management, and they recommend using a power supply no larger than 142 millimeters. That way you have room up here for some cable management. So I think that pretty much covers it. There's a lot you can do with it because, you know, the insides are just a big empty case. Now optionally, if you guys wanted to, there are some holes here. If you guys can see them. Holes. These holes are for fans. You can mount a couple 80 millimeter fans over on this side if you wanted to. But again, it's not about how many fans you have. It's about having a few fans, about having a few fans and then having good net air displacement. And with this sort of a case, you're going to want it to come in this way and go out that side. All right, this is what comes in the box. All the screws you're going to need. Those rubber spacers I was telling you about for your hard drives, standoffs. Hey, PC speaker. So, you know, if it's not on your motherboard, there you go. And we also have 3 tie downs. And yeah, that's what you get. There's also a manual around here somewhere, so you get some wonderful reading material. So to sum it up, what you have here is a nice case that makes a few sacrifices to be this small. I do want to also note that the entire front here behind this, there is mesh, because this is going to be your main intake, so that's going to really help as far as dust goes. So I think the best way to run this would be to put a radiator in the front and then overclock your CPU a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to be suffering with a very small CPU cooler. If you're not overclocking, you can get by with that just fine. But all in all, it's a pretty empty case, and there's a lot you can do with it. So there you have it, Cooler Master Elite 110.